Hello, and welcome back to the Tribute Racing League, and you're here with Lucianites for the race commentator, and it's good to be back. Some of our commentators were meant to commentate today, but late notice I got the notification on my phone asking why I got invited, but I am back. As the race driver is going to get enter out the pit now. So Finn's gonna be the first one, obviously, out of the pit. Never seen him race before. Hopefully, to show what he's made of. I do not know what the lap time is going to be for the Hungary track. Not really the best at it personally, but hopefully the drivers give us some decent lap times. Not really sure what lap time it's supposed to be. Skeg did just go past Finn, so he's going to be the first one to go on their timed lap as they come round turn 13, as there is only 14 corners on this track for the Hungary. But the Renault is going to be the first one to go out on the time lap, so it's going to enter by turn 1. I don't know if he got enough speed out of that corner. Like I said, I do not know what time they're supposed to get on this track, so I don't really race on this track. Did Finn just get past? Too sure. We'll go back to Skeg. As one of the McLaren's just allowing the drivers to go past just to get their time lapse in. Skeg coming towards turn 12 now. Obviously gets fastest sector 1 and 2 currently due to being the first driver. Comes round turn 13 now towards turn 14. It's the apex quite nicely there and gets a 1 minute 16. Finn doesn't get back, but his teammate non-cabbage gets a 1 minute 14.783. So there's obviously a big difference between the Renault teammates, as Finn's Footy goes into P2 with 1 minute 15.403. Russians got invalidated lap. Lord still. Thermal is on an invalidated lap. As Moza gets a 1 minute 15 in the Williams, as Lego goes into P4 with 1 minute 15.404. Look at that between him and Footy. 1 minute 15 both in. But then Gustav Steiner gets in a 1 minute 15.157. As Thermal goes into the pit, Verlies on the invalidated lap. Ruze, who gonna crash, well, not crash but spin out there, goes into the barrier. Dylan obviously on his time lap, he's taking it easy due to stuck in traffic. Non-cabbage on his invalidated lap 2. Gustav Steiner obviously P2 currently. As I do not know what are the standings for tier 2. I do not know who won the last Grand Prix. If you want to go check that out, make sure you go onto our Twitch and look on the recent broadcasters that we have done, as the last week commentators were Mint Castle and Lord Gamer for the Tier 2, and I did commentate with Mint Castle for the Tier 1 for Austria. Looking like 1 minute 14s, I do believe, will be the best lap times. That other car guy is in the 1 minute 15, so he went into P4. You got a couple 1 minute 16s, you got Dylan on a 1 minute 19, but he was stuck in traffic. You got the bottom 4 that haven't put a lap time in. You got Lord, he's actually on his time lap currently. Gonna head down to turn 2. Nearly spins out there. Doesn't get past his sector 1 though, but this is where the most common people do crash out, just going too close to the curb and just spinning. So drivers will have to watch they're going too wide up into sector 3, no, sector 2, sorry. Goes off a bit off track there. Gonna come up to into sector 3 now, coming towards turn 12, gets fastest sector 2. So this could be a decent lap time if he does this sector 3 quite nicely. Doesn't carry enough speed, I do believe there. He is going to go over into the 1 minute 18, so he gets past his sector 2, does go into P11, so just out the top 10. With Ruddy, I don't know if there's a problem, not too sure, but Thermal's going to start his first lap. He has been impressive so far during the season. He did win the Spanish Grand Prix. I'm not too sure if he's won any other Grand Prix, as I'm just about to get the standings out for you guys, for those who are watching currently. So the current standings after round 7, which was Austria last week, as Thermal does get fastest sector 1. Guster Steiner is leading the championship standings, and Thermal is P2, not P2, well, position 2 on the driving standings with 118 points, so 8 points behind Guster Steiner is on 126. Then you have Dylan, who's third, has won at the Netherlands track. He's on 80 points. You got Verlaine on 55. You got Russian on 44. You got Fractose 43. Non-Cabbage 41. So you got some weird ones. Says Thermal does go into P1 1 minute 14.578. So that's a good lap for him. As you got Verlaine and Ruzi, who haven't actually set a lap, but Verlaine is going to set his first lap. He's currently in sector 1. But he's just going to move out the way, just allow him to get past. Gets into 1 minute 26.6 in sector 1. As you are aware, it is easy to crash early into sector 2 area. Going up that long right-hander turn is very difficult because some drivers do clip the curb, which allows them to spin. Doesn't get fastest sector 2 or anything. It's going to come round the last 2 corners. He is going to get DRS. Does get quite a bit of speed there. He's going to cross over into the 1 minute 14. It's 1 minute 14.954, which puts him P4 currently, which is quite good for him. But Moser, who's at the side. As reading out the Drivers' Championship standings after round 7, here are the Constructors' Championship standings after round 7. So you got Red Bull with 189 points, which is quite huge. Which obviously you see Gustav Steiner, who has got basically double the amount of Gustav Steiner. So Gustav Steiner's got 126 for the Red Bull team out of 189. You got the Williams on 128, which puts them 61 points behind them. So today I reckon Thermal's gonna have a solid race in my opinion. And you got Moser, who's looking alright, currently P7 in the 1 minute 15s, but that's not too bad. It is quite early, nearly into the 114, so isn't too bad. Then after the Williams, which are quite close to the Williams, which is the Alfa Romeo, 119 points, so 70 points behind the Red Bull team. Then you got McLaren, that you've seen Dylan winning on the Netherlands track, so they're 102 points, which puts them 87 points behind the Red Bull team. Then you got the Renaults, which are on 51 points, so that leads them 138 points behind. Then you have got the AlphaTauri with 48 points. They are currently on with 141 points behind the Red Bull team. Then you got Racing Point on currently 42 points, which puts them 147 points behind the Red Bull team. Then you have Mercedes, who on 32 points started off quite poor. So you got only 40 who are currently racing for the Mercedes, which are quite low down there. Position 8 out of the 10 teams. Then you got Ferrari on 8, which puts them 181 points behind. Then you got the Haas on 1 point with 188 points behind. Then I did actually miss, I believe, the Mercedes. Like I said, they were on 32, so that puts them 115 points behind the race leaders. So you got some teams that obviously are dominating the league. Then you got some that obviously not even fitting well into tier 2, or they're just not performing to the best of their abilities. As you see, Lego just in the 1 minute 15s, but quite probably can get into the 1 minute 14s, I do believe, as he is in the 1 minute 15.012. My personal opinion about Hungary is an alright track to race on. You do in fact easily crash on it, in my opinion. I see a lot of crashes in league races on Hungary, but that doesn't mean we're gonna have any crashes today. Gustav Steiner, who's currently P4, who is a lead in the Drivers' Standing Championship on 126 points, is obviously looking to improve his lap time, as he is on his outlap, like I already said, on a time lap which he is P4 with a 1 minute 14.553. And you got obviously Thermal, who was P1, then has obviously got pushed back 5 places, which puts Dylan and Cam and Non-Cabbage in front of him. And obviously Gustav Steiner, as his Red Bull teammate of Gustav Steiner is currently P6. So looks like the Red Bull looking alright on this track so far. Yeah, then you got Russian, then his teammate Finn, P15 with 1 minute 18. Might not be his strongest track from the lap time he has got. You got Moser, who's P9 of the Williams driver. His teammate is Thermal, who's currently P5. Got that other car guy with a 1 minute 15.384. He can easily gain a couple of places. Obviously, has to keep the momentum of his speed in the turns. It might be a problem not gaining enough time in the corners or not having clean exit times, as he did just go into P7 1 minute 15 dead on. He got Ruddy, and his teammate is currently in P2, which is Cam Cooper. 1 minute 14.455. Currently in the pits though. He got Skeg. His teammate is Non-Cabbage with 1 minute 14.471. As Gusher Steiner has got a 1 minute 14.137. So looks like Gusher Steiner obviously had some traffic in the way of his last lap time, which did have him in P4, so that's pushed Non-Cabbage down out of starting in the top 3. So that's interesting, as Ruse was out before. Obviously looking the average time you need in sector 1, 2 and 3 to know whereabouts he's probably is going to be starting in, as you got Non-Cabbage and Cooper and Lego on their outlap currently. Then you got Skeg, Footy and Ruse in the pits. Rest of them are all out on track, as a McLaren has gone into the pits, which is that other car guy, as there's 45 seconds left in the qualifying session. As most cars are trying to get a quick lap in. They probably getting validated that they'll probably just go into the pits either to quickly switch what tyre they want to start on, or either just see what strategy they want to use throughout the race. So we are on board with Gustav Steiner. Currently P1 looks like this is going to be his last lap, so he's looking to improve, as most of them are on their last laps. Sometimes not getting, as he gets past in sector 1, comes up this tricky part in my opinion, does that quite cleanly, doesn't touch the curb. So clean 2 corners, goes into the left hander, goes into the right hander quite nicely there. Now going to approach a left hand turn, does that quite nicely, comes into turn 12, turn 11. Comes around to turn 12, does that quite nicely. He's now going to approach turn 13 with a bit of traffic, as 2 cars do go off track to let Gustav Steiner have some room. He's going to run out of fuel. He's going to now get DRS on the final turn of turn 14. He's now going to approach the line and gets a new fastest lap by beating his previous lap before, which was a 1 minute 14.136, as he just beaten that lap by 0.034, so 34 tenths he's beaten that by. As he is, that's going to be it. There's 2 who are in the pits, so that's Russian and Finn. Ruse has no time. Do not know what's happening there. I don't know if he went somewhere, I don't know if he grabbed food, I do not know. So obviously forgot about the race. So the people at the back, just be aware he might have just gone, unless if his AI just takes over. So here are your top 3. You got Gustav Steiner, you got Dylan, you got Thermal at the top. Then you got Non-Cabbage, then you got Cooper, then you got Russian, then you got Lego, then you got Verlies in P8, you got that other car guy in P9, you got Moser in P10, you got Ruddy in P11, you got Footy in P12, you got Skeggy in P13, you got Dark Lord in P14, and you got F7 Finn in P15, you got Woozy Emu in P16. Normally we have a full lobby, but looks like it has happened again because we did have some issues couple of races ago due to the server issues. I don't know if we're having them again or people just forgot about the race. So we are waiting for the players. As the formation is now underway, obviously want to get temperatures into their tyres and brakes so they have no cold tyres, so they spin out on any corner exits or just spin out randomly. As we're aware, Augustus Steiner looks like he is quite good on this track in the 1 minute 14s, quite early 1 minute 14.1s. We do not know what to expect in the tier 1 race tomorrow. You know, we never know, you could get into the 113s or 112s, but that is something that we will find out in tomorrow's race. But for today's race, obviously Augustus Steiner looks very good. Doesn't mean he will win, but he will definitely put a fight in to keep the distance away due to like Dylan and Thermal, who are also really good drivers. Non-Cabbage has actually done really good. I remember, I believe it was his Bahrain race, he went up, I believe, by 8 or 10 places in that race, so he is a driver also to be alright. Does get disqualified from the session, so does Dark Lord, but that is only for the formation lap. As the drivers are gonna come up to the starting position, so around the final turn of turn 14. Augustus Steiner is now waiting for the other drivers. As these are two stops strategy, so you got soft mediums to mediums, or you got soft mediums to hards. So we have it. That's 1 light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And we are underway of the Hungary Grand Prix as Cristiano does go down by 2 places, as Cooper in fact goes up a couple of places, as now to come in, I believe Dylan is the first one around the corner, gets nice, very clean in there, as the leaderboard is messed up as Finn gets a 5-second time penalty for colliding with Dark Lord. Here's a leaderboard issue if you didn't know. Dylan is leading the Grand Prix, as Dylan is going to be the first one into sector 2 now, as you see like Thermal, who is now P2. These are yellow flag in sector 2, so I do not know if that's a Haas of anyone. I believe it's a Haas. I believe it's actually Dark Lord. It looks like he's struggling. May have some ring damage there. So it is a virtual safety car, so it's going to be at a time for a couple of people to pit. As you see that Dylan does get a good start, so does Thermal, but Buster Steiner does drop down by 4 places. So as a result, from lap 1 he does go into P5, but virtual safety car has ended now. As if you didn't know, the 2 stops are softs, mediums to mediums, or soft mediums to hards. So that's going to be interesting. Dylan obviously gets the fastest lap. As race control does say DRS enabled, so it's going to be interesting. As Dylan is trying to get the lap off between him and Thermal, as Verlies is going to come round the corner and he's in P3, as long as he's still in his position that he started off in the race, so he's doing actually decent. Gustav Stein obviously started P1. Is now P5. Horrible start by him. So did Cam Cooper. He started P2, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry. Started a couple of places behind, but you see the back runners. Got Butty that's trying to chase down into the points of Finn. Finn does get a good start. Skeg just went off track there. He's now currently P12. You see Ruzi Emu, who did get no lap timing, as Verlies just pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. See Dark Lord did collide with somebody. They did get a penalty. I believe it's Finn, since he got penalties. Thermal is got fastest lap with 1 minute 18.499. The Russian is now in P16, as Dylan is still leading, followed by Thermal. As both cars is now going to enter by turn 2 now, and now approach turn 3, as Verlies is in the podium position currently. Is now trying to chase down Thermal and Dylan, but there's obviously quite a huge, not a huge gap, but a 1 second gap. There's what just happened to Dylan. Dylan has spun, so just be careful because Dylan has spun. It's gonna go by front of the pack here. Obviously Thermal is a yellow flag in sector 2. I believe that's Dylan. I'm gonna go over to Dylan straight away. I do not. He has a problem. This is not good for him. Moser does pick up a 3-second time penalty. I believe he spun and hit the curb, which I did warn the drivers about. Obviously, either has his tyres are gone. That could end his race here. His teammate is now going to pass him. Thermal does still lead the Grand Prix, followed by Verlies. Verlies approach turn 3. It's now going to approach by sector 2. As it was definitely round here. You see Thermal does it nice and tidy there, no hitting the curve. Non-cabbage does go into a podium position. Now currently entering by turn 10. Now approach turn 11. And non-cabbage just goes off track to pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings there. As you see, Cooper is obviously getting on both of them. Could go down the inside, because down the inside there, Dartlow gets a 3-second time penalty. So Cooper just go up to now into a podium position, as non-cabbage did leave him space, but obviously went too wide there, as there's going to be DRS here. Cooper's going to go down the inside here. As Verlies just go for the switch back here. He doesn't have enough room here, but he's going to slowly back off. He's going to go down the inside. Oh, that is Verlies. That's Verlies' fault there. Try going for the switchback, I do believe there. Didn't hit his braking zone and just collided with Cooper. So that's actually annoying. I believe Cooper does keep his position there. In fact, he does. Quickly switch over to Dylan. He's on the medium compound tyre. The only way here, if he can get a safety car in, quickly get round, of course. Obviously keeps him in the race. He is 28 seconds, sorry, behind Russian, as he is a yellow flag in sector 2. As for the second stop strategy from lap 6 to 8 would be the medium compound tyres, so drivers may be pitting here, as some are, as you see, a Williams and I believe a Red Bull in there. So that is Verlies and Moser in the pits now. As Vermel is still leading, he's on the I can't get my words out. He is on the soft compound tyres. Now I'm going to front by turn 8 and 9. As Cooper is still behind him, you got Non-Cabbage who is on a 3-second time penalty in P3, as race controllers giving out 3-second time penalty to it's Ruddy J, who is currently P5. So both AlphaTauris in the top 5, which is actually quite huge for points. However, Ruddy did he start on the medium compound tyres? Just gonna double check that. No, he hasn't. So he hasn't, but here are the position changes. So Thermal goes up by 2. Cooper, who I did thought starting in the 4th position, did start in P5, so he goes up by 3, so he's in P2. Non-Cabbage goes up by 1, but does have a time penalty. Custom Standard did start in P1, but as Footy, as you just saw, as went on the outside of its Rudder J. So its foot is gone up 7 places now, as there's a yellow flag in sector 3. So I'm going to get straight there, as it is Woozy. So I do not know what happened there, as I just saw Footy just retire, as there is a battle here between Russian Vlad and Dark Lord. Russian goes for the inside, as Dark Lord does go on the outside, so that pushes him to a wide position there. Russian is now going to come by turn 2, followed by Dark Lord behind Russian. As Footy, I don't see a reason why he retired. I do not know what happened. However, he did retire in the beginning of the long right hand turn, so that was turn 5, which I don't see that as a safe position to retire, safe place to retire. So everybody's going to gain a place, so that puts Dylan behind him. Dylan, however, is gaining on Uzi. So Dylan's still going to try push on. Yeah, as Cooper does go now into P1. As I believe Thermal did pit, so you could see opportunity for the drivers to pit here. As Non-Cabbage is now P2, there is a yellow flag in sector 2. That is Woozy. So we'll get down there straight away now. Looks like he's just simply just crashed out. Trying to tell if he has any wing damage, can't really see. But that puts Dylan into P14 as drivers are going to pit, so for a new wing change, new set of, I believe, on the medium compound tyres. But Guschersteiner is now leading the race, so after a really poor start by him, he's now in P1. So safety car, virtual safety car is gone. That is, I believe it is Woozy again in sector 3. So that's why the yellow flag is currently out, as it's Ruddy J is now in P2. So the Alpha Taris are doing quite good, staying in the top 5 for here. So you see Skeg is now in P3. So the Renaults keep switching between the top 3 or out, as Non-Cabbage was in the top 3 earlier, as Skeg does go off track, comes off the exit there. Is now gonna approach turn 12 to the right hand turn, does that quite nicely, as Thermal is behind him, obviously trying to gain on him. Skeg, I believe, just goes quite wide there. However, he does go into the pit, so he's going to pit, so that puts Thermal in a podium position here. So Finn does get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Thermal Berkbach, I don't know how you pronounce his second part of his gamer tag, does get fastest lap. As you see, Cooper is P3. Darklaw gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. See Moser, who does just drop but goes back into P4 as there is a crash. I believe Non-Cabbage just took out Moser. That puts Guschersteiner's teammate into P5, so I didn't catch what fully happened, but I do believe it was Non-Cabbage's fault there. But I can't really blame him fully because I didn't really see much of it. As you see Lego in the top 10, as you saw me heard me reading out the driving standings, as is only being 1 point given to the Haas team. See that other guy in P9 got a little bit of points, as Cooper does get fastest sector, so into 117s now, 117.699 on the medium compound tyres, and Cooper is currently P3, so being the fastest guy on the track shows that he's trying to track down Thermal, as he is only 0.89 behind him, as Thermal has got a 2.3 second gap. As we've got here with Russian, who has dropped down, started in the top 10, now P10, as Moser is going to retire, I believe, in the pits. So that's going to put Dylan up another place. So he is 20 seconds behind Dark Lord. So as Woozy just goes off track, I do not know what's happening today. A couple of new racing drivers, obviously I haven't seen them. Looks like they're struggling in this league, as It's Ruddy is leading the race. So both Alvataris in the podium positions. Thermal being sandwiched basically, as you see Cooper just behind him and you see Ruddy in front of him. Thermal just trying to push on, and you see both Red Bulls just behind, but It's Ruddy does have a time penalty, so initially that puts Thermal in P1. As we're going to look again at the back runners, seeing what they're doing, as that other car guy does get into the 1:20s there, as you do see the front runners in the 117s on the same compound as him. See Russian, you see Finn just behind him, so Russian's teammates just out the points as well. He's just got the 1 point for the team as Moser just leaves the session. Dark Lord is currently P12 with a couple penalties, I do believe. Then you got Dylan, who I believe just went up turn 5, if you didn't know, the long right hand turn, and just hit the curb, as Rudia has gone up 10 places. So he has had a terrific start, as it isn't even gone through, as Thermal goes on the inside and Cooper goes on the outside. Then you see Thermal still keeps the inside racing line, does that quite nicely. See the wheel banging each other. You see Cooper goes down the inside, as you see Thermal is now on the inside, as Cooper does go on the outside, hits the apex. As you see, he just backs out, but Thermal just going to P1 as they go up turn 5 now. As you see, Thermal just trying to get away as much as he can as he goes into turn 6 and 7 here. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. I do not know who that is, but it's Jay Ruddy. He's still trying to push on. Obviously I had a poor qualifying, so looks like he isn't the best in qualifying, but looks like he's doing alright in the race, as you just see Thermal 1.5 second gap straight away as soon as he gets the overtake done. As you see, Russian Vlad does get a 3-second time penalty. I see Cam Cooper, you never know, might go for strategy as he is P3. Gustus Steiner does go on the outside just then, I believe. Dartlaw gets 3-second time penalty. So Gustus Steiner is now in the podium position. Cam Cooper does go into the pits. There's a yellow flag, so is that Russian or Finn? I believe it was Finn there, as Ruse is now on the soft compound tyres. As Thermal still in the lead. In fact, he nearly went off track there. So he looks like he's obviously got the 2-second gap, so that was a quick 1 lap to get away from Mitch Ruddy. So if you just see fastest laps, you just see Thermal in the 118s, you see it's Ruddy in the 120s, and you've got Gusta in the 118s. Then you just got Cam Cooper, who obviously has already pitted twice, is in the 117s. So it's a big difference. Non-cabbage on the hard compound tyres, so he's probably going to try do, I believe, probably another, I would say 10 laps maybe. But I reckon he'll pit probably for the softs if he isn't getting enough consistent laps out of the hard compound tyres to lap around, I believe, 29. But I believe that's just not going to be the best opportunities. Legger just goes past, lose it of his ghost. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. This guy does go a bit wide there. Looks like he's going a bit wide either due to the not getting enough tyre temperatures right at the moment, but still trying to push on. As the McLaren of that other car guy, sorry, P7, it's now into turn 4, now into sector 2. I'm gonna come up to turn 5 on the long hand right turn. Does that in fact alright. As you got Russian is now P8, as we last saw him P10, so he's gone up a couple of places to get more points, as he is definitely catching the McLaren of that other car guy. As you see, Verlies is on the hards and all. Some of them are going on the hard, which is actually weird. Don Carriage is on the hards also. You got Skeg, you got Verlies, you got Coop on the hards. Then you have Woozy, who's on the softs, and you got rest of them on the medium compound tyre. So it's actually quite interesting strategy here from the other race drivers. But sorry, I just had a problem there. As Greg does get a 3-second time penalty handed out to him for multiple warnings there. As I don't know what's been happening to Woozy in this race, but he has pit again. I don't know if he's doing anything on purpose, but hopefully he isn't, as Thermal's still leading the race. Looks like being a bit of a boring race for some drivers. Personally, Hungary, after a couple of laps and you're leading underway, just being very consistent, becomes a very boring race. In fact, it gets quickly boring, but we're just trying to give you the best race we can for the viewers and for the followers. Dylan just got handed out a time penalty by race control for multiple warnings, so 3-second time penalty handed there to him. As you see Skeg in now in P5, as it's Jay, I've only just pitted. As we just look into the interval, as you see Gus Steiner 10 seconds behind. Firmly you see 11 seconds behind non-cabbage. Then you see Lego 7.1 seconds behind. Non-cabbage you see Skeg just 0.6. Between 0.6 and 7. Still trying to gain on Legos, currently P4. So the only ones that haven't got time penalties are Cooper, Gus Steiner and Thermal and Woozy. That other car guy just got handed out a 3-second time penalty, as Skeggy is now going to come around turn 14. He's going to look at both AlphaTauris he has, they're both in P6 and 7. Russian does pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, as it's Ruddy was leading the race, so as Cam. Ruddy might allow his teammate to go past here. Yeah, simply just allows his teammate to go past there. As in fact, it's Ruddy obviously missed the braking zone there. So Cooper's now going to go down the inside. It's Jerry's just kind of keep momentum going. I was trying to get the split screen going, as they're going to enter by turn 40 now in sector 2. So Russian is just right behind them as come around turn 5. Long right under turn. Russian nearly lost it, but kept control of his car as Dylan is now in the point zone. So bit of good news, bit of a huge relief for Dylan, as he did go into P16 on lap 1. Did collide really bad there. As you see, Dylan obviously still trying to push on, but he is 18 seconds behind Russian. So both McLarens are now P9 and 10. You see Verlies in the Red Bull did start, I believe. Did start in the top 6, I do believe. Is now out the point zone. So that leads his teammate Gus Steiner to obviously be in P2, get some huge amount of points, and you just see his teammate Verlies, I believe he's been on 55 points, which is still alright. Obviously Gus Steiner does have more than double that, as these are virtual safety car due to Woozy just DNFing in sector 2 by turn 6, I do believe, between turn 6 and 7. So in fact Dylan just went past him. So lap 20, so 15 laps remaining. The question is anyone going to pit? So I'm just going to look at the tyres as Lego does get a drive-through penalty. So speeding under the virtual safety car, which is like, how do you get it? It's just a stupid move. But he is now gone into the pits, as we'll just have a look. So that's gonna hurt him quite a bit, as he was actually doing alright. Dark Lord picks up another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that's gonna put Lego in P6. So it does lose, I believe, 2 or 1 place there. As you see, the AlphaTauri is still gonna try gain on him, obviously. Then you got Dylan in P8. So Dylan obviously had a tremendous start getting into P1. Then he just spins. I believe there were no contact. I believe there were a huge gap between him and the person that were in P2. As you see, Russian still trying to gain on Dylan, but looks like he isn't at all, as the other guy of Dylan's team at P10, so he's in the points. Got Verlies still in P11, nearly loses it there, but keeps control of his car. Dark Lord has been handed out quite a few penalties, as we're just going to have a quick look at the penalties. So here are the penalties, and Dark Lord's on the 15-second time penalty. So here are the time penalties. So top 2 don't have time penalties. So non-cabbage 3-second time penalty. Skeg his teammate 6-second. It's Ruddy with a 3-second. Lego with a 3-second. Cam Cooper, teammate of Ruddy, as Cooper is now gone up, as I believe he is a bit of overtaking. Oh no, it's due to hit him. So Verlies is now going to the points. Dylan's gonna pit. So he's pitting for the mediums again. So interesting. So quite a few penalties being handed out. Verlies done 13 laps on the mediums. So Guster Steiner. What does that put Guster Steiner's total tyres? So these 13 laps remain, so that puts Guster Steiner 24 laps on the hard. So Thermal obviously trying to think about his strategy between the gap between him and Guster Steiner's. Cabbage is basically 24 seconds behind non-cabbage. No, sorry, Thermal is 24 seconds in front of non-cabbage. So that puts him in a good spot. But Guster Steiner obviously had a great qualifying. He got into the 1 minute 14.1. This thing gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As you just see, some drivers don't get huge amount of points, and now in the huge amount of points area. It's Jay Ruddy, not seen him race, or Cam Cooper are in position 5 and 6, so that's actually quite good for their first race, I do believe. Got Russian, but obviously P7. I don't believe that this is his best track. Verlies picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so it is obviously quite hard for him, but hopefully he can push on. That other car guy in P8 got a time penalty 5 seconds behind Russian, as Lego is 1.8 behind him, as they are approaching turn 12 now. Verlies is trying to gain. Dylan, who has pitted 10 seconds behind Verlies, approaches now turn 12. Now going to approach turn 13 and 14 on the last upcoming corner. as we here is Dark Lord on 24 to 25 seconds behind Dylan as Dylan gets fastest lap. Skeg gets a 3-second time penalty. And we're now on board with Gustav Steiner, obviously in P1 now. Thermal did pick the new fresh stints of the medium compound tyre, so we do not know what's gonna happen, as it is gonna come in the final 11 laps. The spin has retired from the session, so there is going to be a virtual safety car. Hopefully there will be no drive-through penalties, as there was one handed out in the last virtual safety car to Lego, who was in a great position but obviously just did it straight away. Obviously that's annoying. So some drivers are also trying to quickly catch back up. As you see, some just pit. So both Alpha Taris, I believe, just double stacked. So race controller just said DRS enabled. Lego does leave the session as we're back racing. As we see the Alfa Romeo of Russian that goes down the inside of its Ruddy J. So now into turn 4. Now we're going to approach turn 5 with obviously the big right-handed turn. Does that quite nicely. Russian is just slowly getting away. That other car guy, P7, still trying to gain on him as he enters between a little chicane of turn 6 and 7. Now going to approach turn 8. Going to approach turn 9. As we see Verlies obviously approaching the same corner just then as the McLaren. He is 2.1 seconds behind him. Cam Cooper 6.2 seconds behind Verlies. Dylan is 3.6 seconds behind Cooper. So Dylan's trying to make some places, but looks like it's not happening. You see Lego is now at P11, 5.8 between 6.3 now seconds behind. So things happen to Lego. Oh yeah, I just remembered he's in AI mode due to leaving the session. Gustav Steiner is in P1, but Thermal does make a 2-second gap as I last looked at him. Was 6 seconds behind Gustav Steiner, but now is just under 4, so 3.898 seconds behind. Russian just get a time penalty. It's really just got a time penalty, so both of them just got a 3-second time penalty each handed out to them, as Thermal just get the fastest lap with 1 minute 17.476 as he in P2, as non-cab is P3 with 11 seconds behind Thermal. His teammate is behind him 10 second gap, but is now 11.1 second behind it. Russian's got a couple of penalties, 19 seconds behind. Skeg, it's Ruddy's 2.8 seconds behind Russian. That other car guy is 3.2 seconds behind. It's Ruddy. Verlies 2.2 behind that other car. Cooper is 4.2. Dylan is 20.1 seconds behind Cooper. Dark Lord is 22.1 seconds behind Dylan. Lego is 3 seconds behind. So that is quite a huge gap between all races. Cam Cooper does get the fastest lap with a 1 minute 17.108 on the medium compound tyres for the AlphaTauri Honda team. As you see, Thermal 2.5 seconds now behind Gustav Steiner. So obviously, I would say went for the undercut here, quite early one. Verlies picks up a 3-second time penalty on the tape for multiple warnings. So Thermal looks like his time is perfect. However, they both don't have penalties, as Gustav Steiner is now going to catch up to Dylan's Ghost, as he is in P10. So only has 1 point, but still gain on Cooper. Dylan picks up another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Thermal was around 2 seconds, now put 2.5 and now behind Gus Steiner. So you see non-cabbage on his teammate. Skeg just out of the podium position, but non-cabbage in the podium position. You see Russian is just about to go past Legos Ghost. He's in P5, so he's having a nice race, but does have quite a few penalties handed out to him, as he's a yellow flag in sector 1, as I believe he's just spun. Not 100% what happened, really don't know, as Dylan was around 20 seconds behind, has now got to 27 seconds behind. Dark Lord just out the point zone, 22.5 seconds behind Dylan. You see Lego, his teammate Lego, 21 seconds points behind. You see Gus China still P1. You see Firmly's now close to gap, was 22.5 seconds behind, now gone under 2 seconds behind. You see non-cabbage now 14.8 seconds behind. Thermal does have a time penalty, now going to enter by turn 4, now going to approach turn 5 with that hard right hand turn in my opinion, but it's now going to approach by the chicane of turn 6 and 7, as his teammate is now going to approach turn 5, is now going to go past Dark Lord's Ghost. And you see Russian 15 seconds behind. The Renault does have quite a few penalties, of course, picked up a couple of 3-second time penalties. I see that other car guy now P6, so has helped Dylan out in the constructors, picking up a few more points for the McLaren team. As you see, Verlies is now P7, so that pit earlier has gone nicely according to plan. As you see Cooper P8 now. You see obviously Dylan, we just spoke about him, is now in P9. It's Ruddy J did spin early on in the race a couple of laps ago, was in a great position to pick up some huge amount of points for the AlphaTauri team, but I believe he just spun it around turn 1, so didn't get a nice clean exit of turn 1. And you see both the Hasses at the back now, so Dartlog and Lego have had a hard race. On board with Gus Steiner, but Morley on board with Thermal is now under a second behind Gus Steiner. So Gus Steiner's tyres are not going to be nice, as Thermal, I don't know if we'll get him this lap. Nah, well, he's going to get DRS in fact. So 0.3 seconds behind. So Gus Steiner both do not have penalties. Now going to approach turn 2 as Thermal does downshift into gear 2, does go up to gear 3 now, goes up to gear 4, now gear 5, now gear 6. Now going to approach by turn 4. Now going to approach turn 5, so Gus Steiner still going to try pulling away on the hard compound tyres, but Thermal has approached this race in a really good way, as he basically felt undercut on Gus Steiner, as his teammate did DNF, well, was the second one to DNF in fact in this race, but Thermal still trying to get away, but Gus Steiner's still trying to pull away, as it is now gone up to a 0.5 second gap, but in fact could have him on this straight. Thermal is now going to get, does have 68% ERS, puts it on board, is now going to try gain on him. He is in fact going to gain on him. He does go for the inside move, but Gustein still keeps it, although he went on the outside. Thermal still trying to keep behind him. He's going to make the move when it is the right time to overtake him. Obviously, got to remember these 4 laps remaining in this race. Verlies does pick up a 3-second time penalties. Do go on board with Gus Steiner. Going to approach the chicane on turn 6 and 7. Now going to approach turn 8 and 9 of that right hand turn. Going to obviously approach turn 10 and 11. Thermal is now 0.7, so Gus Steiner is obviously better in sector 2 than Verbal. No, sorry, sector 3, well, 3 and 2 in fact. Gus Steiner is better in, but Thermal still trying to gain on him. Does have plenty of ERS. Does put the ERS mode. He could have him here, but doesn't have enough room to actually overtake him. Gus Steiner is still trying to keep ahead, but Thermal looks like he's far better in sector 1 than Gus Steiner. Gus Steiner is still trying to power his way through this race, as this is the closest race, as Dylan goes up to P9 now. So just went past Ruddy on the leaderboard, as Gus Steiner is still P1. Dylan picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Thermal is still trying to keep. As you just see that gap, it is so close. Round turn 12, sorry. But now turn 13. As you just see, Verlies goes just behind the Williams. As you could see, the overtake gets DRS on him. Thermal is now going to go down the inside. Goes down the inside and gets the clean overtake done. But I believe there was. But you do see Gus Steiner just behind him. As we see his point of view, as Thermal is slowly gaining away. Could this be a really massive win here for the Williams team, as he is slowly pulling away here? As they get into little chicane on turn 6 and 7, gonna approach turn 8 and 9 here. Just gonna go into the mid back on the back of the pack. You see non-cabbage, P3, Skegging P4 still, Russian still in P5, Cooper in P6, that other car guy in P7, Verlies in P8. Then you see Dylan, who did overtake the AlphaTauri of its Ruddy J, who has got some points, I believe, on his debut race. You see Dark Lord in P11 and Lego in P12. Dark Lord has picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings there, as Gus Steiner has now got a gap, as Dylan has gone for the fastest lap on the soft compound tyres. So I believe he will pick up a point for fastest lap of the race so far. I don't know if this has been the most interesting race, but definitely the front two drivers of Thermal and Gus Steiner have had a really good race. But I believe driver of the day might go to Skeg, as he has gone up 9 places and no other drivers been close. Second most amount of places gained is Dark Lord with 3 places gained. As you heard the crowd there just clapping away. As Thermal is now going to approach, I believe, the last lap of the race. So on the final lap of the Hungary Grand Prix for Thermal, as he is probably going to win this race unless if he does crash, which would be very annoying for him. Gonna approach turn 2 now. Does that quite nicely. Gonna approach turn 3, does come out on that corner quite nicely there. Gonna approach into sector 2 and now turn 4. Does that quite nicely. You see realises Ghost just in front of him. Gonna approach the little chicane of turn 6 and 7. Gonna approach turn 8 now. Goes a bit off track there. Turn 9. It's Jerry has got 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings as see Thermal just powering his way through. Nearly a 2-second gap between him and Gustine. Does approach turn 12. Going to approach the final 2 corners of turn 13 and 14 as he's going to approach turn 14. Does that quite nicely. Of course, going to get a bit of DRS due to Verlies. And your winner of the Hungary Grand Prix is Thermal. Congrats to him and the Williams team as he has had a splendid race. And so of Steiner. Very good race by him. As you see, Thermal does this race in 41 minutes and 1 minute. As you see, Non-Cabbage gets a podium position. Congrats to him and the Renault team, as the Renault team has had a really good race for today. As you see, Skeg just crossed the finish line for the Renault team. Russians just passed, but Russians gonna go into P6 now. P6 due to the amount of penalties between him and Cooper, so Cooper just get a gain of place. Verlies is gonna come towards turn 13 as he's gonna be the final one to get his lap done to finish the race. Comes round turn 14. He's gonna get 2 points for his teammate. He's gonna do some donuts because I believe he is watching the stream. So he likes eating donuts. He's just messing about. He finally crosses the finish line, and there you go. That is the Hungary Grand Prix of round 8 finish. So driver of the day goes to the Renault team of Skeg is Leg. Driver of the day, congrats to him. Did in fact get 9 places, so well done to him. You see Thermal doing his emo to celebrate winning the race of the Hungary Grand Prix. And there you go, spraying the champagne of him, the Red Bull team. Well, you see the Red Bull team, the Williams team and the Renault team. Congrats to them. You see Gustine, Thermal and Non-Cabbage are gonna have a quick photo. Congrats to them for P3. So there are your drivers' times. See Thermal winning, Gustine winning, Non-Cabbage doing quite good. I see a lot of penalties handed out. 2 laps being lapped, 1 lap being done. But quite interesting. However, make sure you follow us on Twitch and also go follow our YouTube channel, and if you are interested of the league, get in touch with Dylan who did I've unfortunately had not the best race, but still picked up some points. But that is us done, and see you bye.